Hey everyone, happy National Library Week. I'm Bethany, and today we're talking about banned and challenged books for National Library Week. Today's the day they release the yearly list of the top 10 most challenged books. So in honor of that, we're reading some of our favorite challenged books. The book I'm going to be reading from today is The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. And Mark has a quote about his book's challenges. This book has been challenged in a lot of schools because of profanity, and has actually been banned in at least one incident. But what the author has to say about it is, the assumption is that I should be morally affronted when this happens. And it has happened surprisingly often. But the truth is that it always generates a really interesting debate among school kids and librarians and parents, not just about curious, but about literature and freedom and language, and this is undeniably a good thing. I have no way of proving it, but my suspicion is that more people read the book as a result and read it with more attention and interest than they might have done. And I'm just going to read a little excerpt from the beginning of the book for you. This is from chapter 7. The chapters in this book are all prime numbers, and it skips the other numbers. This is a murder mystery novel. Siobhan said that I should write something I would want to read myself. Mostly I read books about science and math. I do not like proper novels. In proper novels, people say things like, I am veined with iron and silver and with streaks of common mud. I cannot contract into the firm fist which those clench who do not depend on stimulus. What does this mean? I do not know, nor does Father, nor does Siobhan or Mr. Jevons. I have asked them. Siobhan has long blonde hair and wears glasses which are made of green plastic. And Mr. Jevons smells of soap and wears brown shoes that have approximately 60 tiny circular holes in each of them. But I do like murder mystery novels, so I am writing a murder mystery novel. In a murder mystery novel, someone has to work out who the murderer is and then catch them. It is a puzzle. If it is a good puzzle, you can sometimes work out the answer before the end of the book. Siobhan said that the book should begin with something to grab people's attention. That is why I started with the dog. I also started with the dog because it happened to me, and I find it hard to imagine things which did not happen to me. Siobhan read the first page and said that it was different. She put this word into inverted commas, making the wiggly quotation sign with her first and second fingers. She said that it was usually people who were killed in murder mystery novels. I said that 2 dogs were killed in The Hound of the Baskervilles, the hound itself and James Mortimer's spaniel. But Siobhan said they weren't the victims of the murder. Sir Charles Baskerville was. She said that this was because readers cared more about people than dogs. So if a person was killed in a book, readers would want to carry on reading. I said that I wanted to write about something real, and I knew people who had died, but I did not know any people who had been killed, except Mr. Paulson, Edward's father from school, and that was a gliding accident, not murder, and I didn't really know him. I also said that I cared about dogs because they were faithful and honest, and some dogs were cleverer and more interesting than some people. Steve, for example, who comes to the school on Thursdays, needs help to eat his food and could not even fetch a stick. Siobhan asked me not to say this to Steve's mother. Okay, and Eric's here as well, and he's also going to read an excerpt from another banned book, so I'm going to switch places with him.
Hello everyone, today I'll be reading from To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. There's something in our world that makes men lose their heads. They couldn't be fair if they tried. In our courts, when it's a white man's word against a black man's, the white man always wins. They're ugly, but those are the facts of life. Doesn't make it right, said Jim stolidly. He beat his fist softly on his knees. You just can't convict a man on evidence like that. You can't. You couldn't, but they could and did. The older you grow, the more of it you'll see. The one place where a man ought to get a square deal is in a courtroom, be he any color of the rainbow. But people have a way of carrying their resentments right into a jury box. As you grow older, you'll see white men cheat black men every day of your life. But let me tell you something, and don't you forget it. Whenever a white man does that to a black man, no matter who he is, how rich he is, or how fine a family he comes from, that white man is trash. Atticus was speaking so quietly, his last words crashed on our ears. I looked up, and his face was vehement. There's nothing more sickening to me than a low-grade white man who will take advantage of a black man's ignorance. Don't fool yourself. It's all adding up, and one of those days we're going to pay the bill for it. I hope it's not in your children's lifetime. Thank you for joining us for Banned Book Week. Come by the library and pick up your free library card whenever you can this week. Thank you. Bye.